Hello everyone. This video is part of a follow-up I wanted to do on another video I did a while back regarding the Sims busting out for Game Boy Advance. This involves unlocking Paradise Island as well as executing the glitch again, hopefully in a more efficient manner. That way, if you're viewing the old video, you know, I struggled a little bit to activate the glitch, but I think I figured out a consistent method to do it now. So I wanted to demo that for everybody and sort of give you an idea of how to unlock Paradise Island as well as that glitch. So the first thing we need to do is, well, first I should clarify that we're using the Visual Boy Advance emulator for Windows. It's also available for Mac OS as our emulation platform. That way I can record it real cleanly. The setup for the actual enabling access to Paradise Island requires a link cable when dealing with the physical Game Boy, whether it's the Game Boy Advance or the Game Boy Advance SP. So in order to achieve that functionality here, we need 2 copies of the game running, as well as the link service enabled in the emulator. So I'm going to go ahead and show that under Options, Link, setting it to type, and you click the Start link, and one needs to be the client, one needs to be the server. So we're going to set this left hand side up as our server. It assigns it an IP address and this port number 5738. So we'll go ahead and start enabling that, allow it to wait for a connection. We'll do the same thing, link, start network connection. This time this is for the client, and we'll provide it the IP address that's displayed on the left hand side, so 10.5.0.2, same port number. When we do that, we'll see all players connected, all players joined, so we have our connection established. So now the first part of this is set up, having 2 copies of the game linked together. So the next part is, well, how do we actually access Paradise Island? Well, to do that, we need to go into the game. And so I'm going to leave this right hand copy alone for a minute. Real quick, I wanted to show a couple things. In the map, when reviewing it, you can see here nothing up here, completely empty. In fact, there's a funny little thing here too. If you're in the top right corner of the screen and you hit A, it says Paradise Island, but you don't see it. So I always found that to be a very interesting kind of oversight with this. But you can see again, nothing up here. After we do this, you'll see an island up here. It's actually to the right a little bit. It's cut off, but it'll show. Another thing too, just to prove that this is legitimate and not any kind of smoke and mirrors or any kind of visual fakery, I guess you could say. I want to show the actual location where the raft will appear when this is all said and done. So I'm just driving down through SimValley. We're going to the docks. And then our first dock here. You can see there's nothing here. It's just an empty dock. When we come back, you'll see a raft here. So proceed on back to where we were, which is the library. Something else of note, and I'll show in a moment, the start menu you see when you're playing the game. You need to be at a certain place in the game to have access to the library, and that's the level 3 portion with the goals of level 3, namely the library goal, library card, I believe it's called. So we'll take a look at it real quick. There it is, library card. To enable this goal and start working towards it, you need to talk to Hester Prem. If you're wanting a consistent place to find her, usually in the early part of the day or even around noon, she's by the clock tower. So right between the clock tower and the gym. So something to keep in mind if you're struggling to find her. With that said, let's go ahead and enable the glitch. So I'm going to go over here and get our other copy ready. And these saves are identical, so that they don't have to be identical, obviously. You know, it's designed where if 2 players have copies of the game, they can both play at the same time, doing different things, customizations, everything. The main thing is just getting to this point in the game. So over here on the left hand side of the screen, I'm going to start this off by just connecting to this computer here. Establish GBA link. It'll pop up establish GBA link, waiting to connect. And we'll do the same thing on this side. So establish GBA link.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so something about how I did the link in Visual Boy Advance caused the problem, I believe. So I'm going to just start from scratch with the setup. I'm not going to explain it this time. I'm just going to sort of go with it. Again, same rules apply. We got a server and we have a client. So we'll go ahead and get those established. IP is the same. Connections established. Alright, now without further ado, let's unlock Paradise Island. So I'll go over to the computer, click A, establish GBA link, A. Okay. Don't think we had any complications this time, so we're going to do the same thing on the other emulator, which acts as the second console in this regard. And then, there you go, Paradise Island unlocked. Press A to continue. So at this point, both are enabled, and what's nice is it can actually go into an auction mode, and that's really what this links the link service is for, is to have the ability to auction items between players. So this probably works best in a multiplayer setup, just instead of just two, but it's still an option. So with that said, we've got that established. We're just going to close out our emulator on the right, focus solely on this. So now if we go back to the map, you'll see we have Paradise Island up here in the top right. So again, Paradise Island. So now we'll actually head over to Paradise Island, check it out as it's intended. Get on the scooter, just makes things a little faster. Another thing you can do to sort of speed up your ability to navigate the city is handling the sewer gate passages with Giuseppe. That is actually at this level of the game as well, so something else to keep in mind. So get down here at this dock and you'll see now we have a raft. This is the raft that'll get us to Paradise Island. So we're going to take a look at it real quick. Set sail. Here we are. It's just a nice little getaway. Kind of luxurious Hawaiian, I guess, Pacific vibes. It's pretty cool. So there was a store, that's where we just were. And then over here is a little player house you can actually reside in and place items. Just sort of a nice little vacation home in a way. So home away from home. So there's nothing really special about this mode of the game other than that. You have to have 2 players with the link cable, 2 copies of the game. But what really fascinates me is all the things you can do with the scooter. Which it's a pretty glitchy item in the sense that if you're ever around something that has this object indicator, this arrow pointing down, it does some weird things sometimes. So for example, this is where my other video comes into play. We'll set this up where we'll actually take the scooter to Paradise Island. Under normal circumstances I can't do this because you can see when I press A the scooter moves. So the trick is to get it lined up where you can be on top of the scooter at the same time when the arrow appears, the object indicator appears. So if you're walking down, you have to sort of press down and to the right in this case. But if you do this in just the right way, I thought my consistent method was down. It's not so consistent. There we go. So you just again walk into the raft while you're over the scooter. That's how you get this prompt. So hop on or repaint. We want to hop on, and then we want to set sail. Now we have the scooter on Paradise Island, which is just a lot of fun. You know, it's an interesting glitch. It's not intended to be brought over here by normal means, and there's not really any kind of buggy behavior because of the way the world's set up. You know, you can't get out of bounds with this thing. It's pretty locked in, but we can also always get it back home too, so it's not stuck here once you do this. Again, it's involving the same glitch. If you get the things lined up well enough.
Meanwhile,
I'm curious too, sorry, a bit of a tangent. I've never checked this out. Will it say the scooter's on Paradise Island? Yeah, shows the icon up here. The scooter is on Paradise Island. I don't think that's how it was intended, but that's what it's showing.
one eternity later.
There we go. So I think it's also a matter of running into it. So I've ran into it, locked in the indicator, hop on, set sail. We're back home now. So no impact to the game, still same old, same old. But yeah, that's basically it. I apologize for the complications. I was trying to do this raw without any kind of preparation, which that's on me, but anyway, that's just give you an idea of some things that you can do with this game. You know, 22 years old at this point, came out in 2003, and this is 2025. You know, it's still a lot of fun. It's a great game. Anyway, I hope you found something useful out of this, something enjoyable, and yeah, just you know, if you encounter any other glitches or anything of interest, please comment them below. I'd love to see more. I really enjoy this game and all you can do. So, all right. Well, thank you. Take care.